This is definitely my favorite photo. We are approaching the holiday season, so what better time to buy a sauna? We've been advertising for North Country Saunas for about 6 months now. They contacted us back in January, so we got started finally in March. I believe it was March 1st. We'll scroll back in a minute. You can see all of that good stuff, but as of right now, for the last 6 months, we've managed to rack up almost 250 followers with a very low budget. Now, I'm not going to tell you what their budget was because that's one of our secrets at MarketMaster. We're able to take a very small budget and help you get really good results. So let's start scrolling down and let's take a look. So this is our most recent ad posted on July 18th, and it's actually performed really well. We've kept it running for most of the summer. Something worth noting, those cricket sounds were actually added by our team. Our client didn't like the sound of the cold plunge tub running. It was a bit too loud, so we dimmed the volume of the cold plunge tub and we added crickets. It was taking our client a little bit of time to get that cold plunge tub video over to us, so in the meantime, to hold them over, we did this. As you can probably imagine, June 20th, a bit strange to see snow, but hey, you know what? We actually got some inquiries from it. And there you have it, all the way back at the beginning, March 1st. Let's take a look at some of these photos because beautiful work, right? Our clients truly do an amazing job building saunas. And these are just some great photos. And of course, my personal favorite. This is definitely my favorite photo. So we're going to jump into a quick walkthrough looking at our sauna campaign for paid advertising. Now, one thing to note, you're going to see here when people respond to an ad, it will say up at the top, like it does here, Dana West replied to an ad. There are other inquiries that are coming in from, let's say, scammers. They typically don't respond to ads. They will click on your page and they will send you a message that way. So we've scrolled down all the way back to early March when we started advertising for saunas. Let's scroll back up to current times. So let's pop back up to the top. Now, some of these are recent, so our client hasn't had a chance to respond to these yet. We're not getting paid to respond. That is our client's responsibility. We simply post the ads and generate interest in their company. This looks like a good one. Looks like they actually purchased. Love that. Oh no. You know I've preached about this in the past. Let's take a look at this. So Cass actually sent in a quote form looking for information on pricing for saunas. We're going to click on that in a minute. So as you saw in the beginning of this video, there were some unanswered leads that had been piling up. I get it, it's hard to use Meta sometimes, especially Messenger for Business. It's a bit confusing and they organize things differently. That's why I always say it's important to spend at least one day a week going back through your messages and making sure you're not missing anyone. So let's pop over and take a look at this form. So they were looking for a mobile sauna delivered on August 22nd. Now our client does build mobile saunas, so if we can tweak the strategy, the engagement strategy, build in at least one day a week where you're always going through and making sure you didn't miss anyone, because you're not always going to be given the notification. For various reasons, you might not get a notification about your messages, or Facebook may mark the message as read even if you didn't read it. So you just want to make sure you're being extra careful and you don't leave anyone hanging. You also have to remember, someone who is just interested right now, in 2 years, may actually become your customer. That's the whole point of building a following. I will say one quick note about the business page. The photos over here, like if you're a prospective customer and you're navigating to their business page, I would like to see more of like these photos, the really nice lighting and nice colors and whatnot, versus the home show. Home show, it's not really fitting with their brand. It's a beautiful brand. If we could get some more photos coming, we could shift these photos down a little bit, and then they won't be the first thing people see when looking at your photos on the page. I think that's pretty important because these are stunning. These photos say to me, yes, you need a sauna. Who wouldn't want to buy one of those saunas? But over here, not the best presentability. You have to take things like that into consideration when running ads or just using a business page organically. Now, we know organic promotion really doesn't work on business pages. Like Facebook wants you paying money. You can get some results, but you have to have a legitimate, interested following. People who followed you because they actually like what you offer as a product, not just fake follows, bot accounts or click farms. You don't want that. And when people navigate to your page from a paid advertisement, some people go right to the photos. That's just how some people are. And if your photos aren't stunning right off the bat, it can be dissuasive.